Hi, Michelle. Hi, Paula. And let's see, Kathleen. Is Kathleen Davis having a hard time joining?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Over here, so.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I think we had something like 25 people that registered for this. So let's see. All right, events. Events. Oh, there were 32 people that registered. All right. Well, we'll see how many actually make it. So the 19th is the next masterclass, but the actual class is the 31st. So the 19th is correct.
Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. Sorry about that.
So next Friday we're
Got
doing
it.
this again. Right. It
Yep,
now says
people
there
are
are
coming.
5 people. Okay. Good. Right. Kathleen's having a hard time joining. I don't know what to do about that. Hey, Deborah, welcome, my love. Hi, Tess. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So I am halfway on my way to a training that I'm doing in Maryland this weekend. And this had been scheduled at the same time. I was hoping to have been there earlier this morning, like at about 1 o'clock. But what happened was I had to put my car in the shop for an oil change because this is a 600-mile trip and I needed to do that. So here I am at a service stop in a parking lot. I think there's a Popeye's chicken and a Shake Shack and a, what do you call it? A Starbucks here. The information's still going to be as good. Just going to do it from the car. So welcome everyone to this afternoon's masterclass, which is an acronym and the word is SAFE. So SAFE stands for, it's an acronym that I was given by Spirit, and it stands for Sacred Alignment with Feelings and Emotions. So we live in a universe where everything is made of energy. Einstein, super genius, right? Like Wile E. Coyote, super genius. And he basically came up with, or was given in a dream, the gorgeous equation for relativity, which is E equals mc squared. And the capital E stands for energy, and M stands for mass, and C stands for the constant, which is the speed of light. So if you take any mass or any matter and you duplicate it or you have it travel at the speed of light squared, it instantly converts back to pure white light energy. But the problem is we have been raised in a society where we were told that feelings and emotions were not valued. Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. You're so emotional. Stop it. Just all that programming that we received. The most important things were reading, writing, and arithmetic. But there was not a sacred acceptance of our feelings and emotions. Our hearts were not what we were told to develop. What we were told to develop were our minds. And when the mind is in charge, the ego is in charge. And then we've completely relinquished the gorgeous connection to our hearts. And our real wealth in life comes through our breath in connection with our hearts, not our breath in connection with our mind. Breath in connection with the mind will lead you into meditation and silence, and that's where you'll be able to connect to the heart. So how many of you have a hard time processing emotions? Please raise your hand. And if you're off camera, you can raise your little hand. I think if you push reactions, there's a little hand raising thing. Listen, it's perfectly acceptable because that's how we were raised. We were told, not to talk about our feelings, not to feel what we're feeling. We were taught to push it away, suppress it, lie about it, pretend it's not there. This is how we were raised as human beings. And I've created a class. It's something that I'm going to be teaching one day for 2 hours. And it's this incredible process for getting you friendly with your feelings and emotions, and a gorgeous technique for how to, it's a 10-step process that I walk you through, how to make friends with your feelings. all we've ever wanted to do is be seen, to be known, to be felt, to be witnessed. And the hardest time that we have is being able to do that for ourselves. So for anyone who decides to take the class, I'm going to give you guys some homework, some mirror homework to do between now and then. Literally stand yourself in front of the mirror and just begin to observe yourself. Begin to witness yourself. Take a look at your eyes. Take a look at your nose. Take a look at your lips, at your cheeks, at your forehead. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Take a look at your hair. Oh, someone's saying the link is not working. Is the link the same? It's not working. Sorry, people. Begin to observe and witness yourself. Take a look at your hands. Take a look at your feet. Notice the judgments that come in, all of those thoughts that take you away from the feelings. What we're going to ask you to do is to start to learn to feel yourself. Everyone was given free will by God. Can we all agree to that? Everybody good with that? Okay. Everything that you have in your life, you have willed into creation. You say, I want this thing, I want that thing. And then you say, I don't have that. What you have instead is what you have willed into creation, and you've willed it into creation by focusing on it. Now, is there anyone here that is guilty of focusing on fear more than love? Please raise your hand. Everybody's hand better go in the air, because that's just the truth of us, right? Lucifer Morningstar, also known as the devil, also known as Satan, many other names. He basically says, I control 98% of humanity. And everyone gets in an uproar and goes, how's that possible? He says he's only 50% of every atom. He's a darkness. He says his opponent, God, basically has control of the other 50%. But what Lucifer did is he took advantage of a law that basically says, it's called the law of hypnotic rhythm. Hold on one second, guys. I'm so sorry. And hypnotic rhythm is how people can get hypnotized. Have any of you ever been to a hypnotist or been hypnotized? Please raise your hand. Okay. With hypnotic rhythm, when you get into thinking and when your thinking is filled with fear, you stop yourself from doing something. So here's a really, really cool thing. And feeling fearful about something or feeling anxiety about something is very simple, similar to feeling excited about something. But what happens is you have stopped yourself from doing one thing. Does anyone have any idea what the difference is between excitement and fear?
Breath.
Exactly. You stopped breathing. So when you can slow down and bring your breath to your emotions, you can start to let yourself feel your feelings. Okay. So there are these steps that we go through. And the very first thing that you want to do is start to pay attention to your breath. And you want to say, oh, here's a feeling that's coming up. Now, you want to start to make friends with the feeling. That sounds contrary. You know, you're feeling fear about something. How many of you want to say, hello, fear? Hello, darkness, my old friend? None of us want to do that. We want to go, get out of here. I want to be happy. I want to feel something joyful. I want immediate gratification. Give me something that'll make me feel better. One of my mentors said, don't ask people to feel better. Ask people to feel more. Linda, can you do me a favor? No, sorry. Deborah, can you do me a favor? Can you go into the Telegram group and let Linda know that the class link is not the, she sent her cousin to join us today, but she sent her to the classes. Can you give her this address? She
Okay,
keeps texting me, and it's www.somalife.com /free and /
Free?
FREE. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And just drop
Okay.
that in there and tell her cousin, because her cousin is somewhere else and I can't go get her.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you,
I'll be
Michael.
right
I
back.
appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So what I will teach you in this 2-hour class are these 10 gorgeous steps to begin to start to allow yourself to get into communication with your feelings, where you can start to allow yourself to feel safe with your feelings. Is there anybody that appeals to? Please raise your hand. Is there anybody that would love to be able to say, oh my God, I can allow myself to feel my feelings now? Here's the only caveat. When you feel rage, you got to say, hello, rage, welcome. When you feel sadness, you got to be able to say, hello, sadness, welcome. When you feel happy, you got to be able to say, hello, happy, welcome. You got to let yourself feel joy. You got to let yourself feel shame and to feel regret. Because God said, Lucifer, you're my most beautiful angel, my favorite. I trust you more than anybody else. You love me more than anybody else. We're going to do this grand experiment. We're going to create this race and we're going to call them humans. And we're going to give them free will. And the angels were like, what? Free will? We don't have free will. Why do they get free will? And he goes, I'm trying this experiment. He goes, Lucy, I need you to go down there and I need you to represent the darkness. And I need you to do your best to sway all of these beings to fear. And he's like, I'm on it, God. I got this. Allah, thy will be done. And he's laid out this elaborate plan and he's like, ha ha ha, I have 98% of humanity. But here's the deal. If he loses 1 more percent and it goes to 97%, suddenly you have the strongest structure in the universe. You have the triangle. You have the foundation of the flower of life. And it's game over. But what happens is we need people to think for themselves. And one way to think for yourself is to be able to say, here's a feeling. I can allow myself to feel this feeling. It's safe for me to feel this feeling. I can go into sacred alignment with my own feelings and emotions. And I, Lynn, can provide you the steps to be able to do that. I will teach you one of the most powerful techniques that I've ever developed. And I've got about, 50 of them. I'm about to teach 33 of them to a year-long mastermind program. That's going to be amazing. But this one technique alone, man, it can transform everything. It will teach you how to befriend your feelings. It will teach you how to be able to handle feeling your emotions. And you will feel such incredible freedom when you're able to do that. You don't have to be afraid of anything anymore. Or when fear comes up, you can go, hello, fear. And then you begin to talk to it and you say, here's why I've been denying you. Here's why I haven't wanted to talk to you. Here's, sometimes when the energy comes towards us, it comes towards us so quickly, it scares the crap out of us. Or it's so big, it feels like it's bigger than us. You're going to learn how to make yourself bigger than the emotion so that you can hold it like a little baby and you can allow yourself to experience it. Do you know how long it takes for a person to actually experience an emotion? It takes 6 seconds, just 6 seconds, and the emotion passes right through you. If you deny it and say, no, I cannot and I will not and I must not experience this thing, it backs up. And you know what it creates? Cancer, illness, disease. It gets congested, it gets clogged. So this process is a bit like a spiritual pipe cleaner because it goes in and starts to clear out all the feelings and the emotions. So I'm going to take one of you and I'm going to walk you through this. Do I have a volunteer or someone that is willing to allow themselves? Okay. All right. Can you please unmute yourself? Hold on a second. I know I'm in the air. Hold on. I can't read your name. Oh,
Hi.
my God. Christina. All right, beautiful. Okay, my love. Thank you for volunteering. So, first of all, I want you to close your eyes. And I want to say thank you very much for volunteering. It takes courage. Listen, the only thing we need in the face of fear is the courage to walk through it and get to the other side. So I commend you for that, and I thank you for that. Okay. So go ahead and take a beautiful inhale in through the nose, and then as you exhale and release through your mouth, allow yourself to just become really present to where you are in space and time. We're in a meeting on Zoom with a bunch of total strangers. We think we're strangers, but the truth is we've loved each other for billions of lifetimes. Take another beautiful inhale in. Make it a little slower, a little longer, a little deeper. Exhale and release. One more beautiful breath in through the nose. Let it circulate through the body. And then exhale and release through the mouth. Just let yourself settle down into your heart. Christina, what is the one feeling that comes up that's really difficult for you to negotiate? It's really difficult for you to feel.
My main one, it's fear of judgment.
Okay, thank you. So I want you to imagine that judgment stands before you. And I want you to say hello to judgment. And I want you to say to judgment, I'm sorry that I have not been able to let myself feel you. I'm sorry that I have needed to deny you. And I want you to ask judgment, what is the message that judgment has for you? Ask it to tell you, what message is it trying to deliver to you? And then tell us what it says.
It's something like with or without this feeling, it's still you. So like just go with it basically. And it felt more friendly than, how the fear feels.
Yeah. So, what is it that you judge the most harshly about yourself?
Um, I'm not sure. It's a few things.
Okay. Are you willing to share that with us?
Yeah, I'm just not sure which one is the most pregnant one. It basically the looks or not being good enough. These are the main two.
Okay. So, when you judge yourself about your looks, where do you feel that the most in your body?
I think it's the stomach, like the
Okay.
solar plexus area.
Okay. Very good. If you could give a color to that feeling, what color is it?
Oh, it's just coming yellow because I know the chakras, but not sure if that's it.
It's okay. I want you to just trust that the first answer that comes to you is what's there. I mean, it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
My love, if you could give a shape to the yellow color, what shape is it?
It's a triangle.
Okay. Perfect. And how big is the triangle?
Not very big.
Okay. Will you show me with your hands?
Like this.
Okay. Beautiful. How much does the yellow triangle weigh?
Not much at all.
Okay.
Like paper.
Thank you. Perfect. And what temperature is it?
It's warm, but not very hot. It's just lukewarm.
Okay, very good. Does it move or does it stay in place?
It's just like floating, but not necessarily moving like this. Just
Okay, gorgeous. I want you to ask it, what is its purpose?
to integrate it.
Okay, beautiful. Take an inhale in, and on your exhale, I want you to breathe into it, and I want you to tell me what other feelings and emotions are inside of it.
Um, Fear of sadness.
Thank you. Fear of sadness. Okay. Christina, are you willing to allow yourself to feel the sadness?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay. But how about right now?
Yes.
Okay. So, my love, I want you to take a breath into, and I want you to breathe into the sadness, and I want you to say, hello, sadness. And sadness is energy, and we've assigned a name to it, and it just wants to be loved and it wants to be experienced. And it's an energy that we have chosen for the moment. So if you could just say, hello, sadness, I'm sorry that I have denied you, and I welcome you. And then what happens is sadness says, thanks, I'm out of here. And then it's gone. Do you notice that as soon as you acknowledge the sadness, it leaves?
It's kind of still here, but it's more like not
What is,
feeling as a pressure.
yeah. Okay. So take another breath into it. What does it feel like now?
Like free.
Beautiful. You just gave sadness its freedom by acknowledging it, by witnessing it, and by allowing yourself to feel it. And you're still here. Nothing happened. You didn't die. None of us died because you allowed yourself to feel the sadness. Like all of a sudden, you're like, holy crap, I feel free. How did that happen? I allowed myself to feel sadness. It's gorgeous. And okay, oh, so exciting. Take another inhale in. I want you to breathe into the yellow triangle again. What other feelings and emotions are trapped inside of it? Oh, gorgeous.
Um, can't really feel anything else.
Okay, beautiful. I want you to take an inhale in, and then I want you to surround that yellow triangle with a field of love. Imagine putting like God's golden light all the way around it, so it's completely surrounded. It was the fear, it was the sadness, and it was the judgment. All of that was in there. Okay? Completely surround it with love. Were you able to do that?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Take another inhale in, and with your exhale, very easily, you're going to move that yellow triangle of energy out of you until it's about 3 feet in front of you. It's going to be so easy to do. You're just going to glide it right out of your body, and it moves in front of you because energy is so malleable. You can just move it with a breath. Okay? Did it go all the way out?
Yeah, it was out though before. Like I was seeing it in front of me already.
Okay, beautiful. So now take another inhale in, and on your exhale, turn it white. And as you turn it white, it completely disappears. You release the energy and you send it back to God. You send it back to source. Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, there are these beings. They are known as the Fae. They are the fairies, and they come to assist us with this process, and they'll lend you their fairy wand. And then I want you to tap the place inside of your solar plexus where that energy had been living. And golden light from the fairy wand, basically fairy dust, is going to go in and it's going to completely cleanse and heal and seal that area where that energy was stuck, where the fear and sadness and the judgment was. And you're going to just feel lighter, and then you can return the fairy wand. Okay? Tell me how you're feeling.
Joyful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is called feeling safe. This is sacred alignment with your feelings and emotions. Do you see how simple and how powerful this is? So I have an invitation for all of you. The class at the end of the month, sorry, it's in a couple weeks, is normally $444. There is a coupon that I'm offering to anybody that attends the class this week or the class next week. The coupon code that you enter is the word SAFE, S-A-F-E, and it's a discount for the class. So the class is only $333. You will learn a technique that it's like a transformational alchemy technique. You'll learn all the steps of SAFE. We just did a little bit of it today. So if this is something that you would love to learn, I invite you to come and join us. July 31st, it's a Wednesday, we're going to have the class. And it's going to provide you with such freedom. Look at the smile on Christina's face right now. Like, that's priceless. That's worth everything, right?
You're right.
Anyway, I thank you. Wait, what did you say? Most humanity has unconscious solar plexus. Yeah. Yeah. Look, we have energy trapped everywhere. We have it trapped in our physical bodies, in our emotional bodies, in our mental bodies, in our spiritual bodies. And all we're meant to do is to experience it. And we haven't allowed ourselves to do that. So let me ask you guys, do you feel like you could do this exercise? You could learn this technique and do this exercise with yourself and possibly even with other people? It's easy, right? That was easy? Right on, right on. So are there any questions?
I have a quick question. Is this part of the mastermind?
Yes.
Okay. The 33, whatever.
Yes. So the mastermind is a year-long program. This is one of the 33 techniques that you will be learning. Yes.
Okay.
So I have this big honking year-long program. We have a special early bird pricing that goes until Monday. There's a series of a ton of classes that we're going to be going over in that year. There's 33 tools and techniques that you're going to be learning. And yes, this is one of them. Deborah is going to be in the mastermind. So if that's anything that you're interested in, you can. Priyanka, do you have the link for that? Can you drop that in as well? And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I love to talk to people. I would love to teach you, to mentor you, to work with you. We are all beings of divine light and energy, and all we're meant to do is to allow ourselves to experience whatever energy God has put in front of us. It's magical. That's it. So I thank you for being here. Thank you, Priyanka, my darling Priyanka. Priyanka is one of the people that work with me. I have this gorgeous team of 3 people. Priyanka is my chief operations officer, my COO, which is why she's all fancy and dressed up and wearing pearls and makeup, because she's that girl. And we won't talk about how psychic she is. We don't ever talk about that. We never talk about that. And she's extraordinary. She has been with me for coming up on our 4-year anniversary. I can't believe it. But I thank her for being here. She is the wind in my sails. She keeps me on course and steady, and I just love her. There's another lovely woman named Kat who lives in Colombia, and she is the one who does all the posting of social media and such. And then I have a chief marketing officer by the name of Alicia Moonian, and she's another magical creature. I am so blessed by the team that I have that supports me in the work that we do on behalf of God. So I have a Kabbalah teacher. He's a very funny and sarcastic man. We both have a Scorpio rising, and he's very sarcastic and very dark. And so we get each other's humor. You're welcome, Priyanka. I love you. And so I made a very big contribution to a book that is being published through the Kabbalah Center. And he said, hey, is there someone you'd like to dedicate, your portion of the book to? He said, you can think of someone who's crossed over. You can have someone that you want to have blessings for. And I said, oh yeah, I'd like to dedicate it to my dad. And then as soon as I said that, I started crying. My dad died a few years ago. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I'm sitting here driving down the road and I'm crying. And my Kabbalah teacher is very sarcastic. He goes, are you sure you don't want to dedicate it to Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior? I just started laughing so hard. And I called him on the phone and I'm like, oh my God, you're such an asshole. And he's like, I thought you would appreciate that one. It was hilarious. I said, thank you for making me cry. Thank you for making me laugh. I was actually crying. Shabbat Shalom. Anyway, it was a very funny moment, but that happened just before. Why are you putting your phone number in there?
That's funny.
Love to see you in person. Dream come true. Oh, that's for me? Okay, hold on a second. All right. Matiko lives in Maryland and I'm heading down there. All right, Matiko, I took your number. Anyway, I love you all. I thank you for being here. I got to get back on the road because I got to get to the hotel and then I got to get to the center and all that good stuff. Priyanka, did I miss anything? Is there anything I need to tell these wonderful people?
No, all good. You got it all.
Okay, we're going to do this class again next week. And then the training is coming on the 31st. I teach a class that's called Transformational Alchemy, where I teach 10 extraordinary techniques. We have another class starting in September. There's a class that's going on right now. You're welcome, Deborah. And, if I can ever be of service to you, I channel about 25 or more ascended masters. I channeled Jesus and a few others. Jesus was cracking up too, my Lord and Savior. Please. It's not quite who he is. Anyway, but that's a whole other story for a whole other day. I thank you all for being here. Thanks, Sony. It's always my pleasure. Like, I love doing this work. This is my life. I am an entrepreneur. I am a free spirit. And, I go through my own feelings and emotions, but what I do is I honor them. I let my feelings and emotions have become safe to me because I honor them. It's energy from God. Literally, these are gifts from God. Carol, thank you so much for being here. Linda told me that you were her cousin, and I'm glad that you found us. And thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. So my love to all of you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Blessings on this beautiful weekend. And we will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, everyone.